your first, second, third, fourth, fifth cousins. We're here to say thank you for tuning in today. I'm doing something very different today, and I've decided to bring forth a PlayStation fan. I'm gonna interview him, and I'm gonna see some of the reasons why they think, how they feel, and we're just gonna generally keep it talking and keep the topics about these games out here and what's going on. So I'm here today with a special guest called Beyond Two Souls 8888. How you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. What's going on with you? X not.
Hey, man, just take it easy with the name calling, man. It's the new league. I'm representing Di-RREC Gaming, and hey, man, I'm just here to interview you like we said we were gonna do. We're gonna talk gaming, man. So if you can keep the subject on gaming, everything will be all right, man. Let's keep it interesting, man. But I'm doing okay. Glad you asked, man. Beyond Two Souls 888. Why does a game like Death Stranding bother you to the point where you feel as if other people cannot experience this game? And what makes Metacritic so important to certain PlayStation fans, man? I wanted to ask you those two questions right there.
Well, for one, you don't understand greatness of the Hideo Kojima, and you don't understand the legacy of PlayStation. So how can an X not? I'm sorry, I'm trying to refrain. Okay, you don't understand about how Xbox gamers can't relate to Hideo Kojima and his greatness. It is a generation-defining masterpiece. Okay, the fact that you want games that just let's keep it real, right? The Xbox is the shooter box. That's all you ever play. But when it comes to PlayStation, we understand art, we understand life, we got games that make us cry, we get into our emotions. We're a whole different gamer that you Xbox,
It's all right, man.
Xbox gamers are not.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I would be a fan as well if that's all I knew. If that's all I knew and that was my experience. I don't think I'm gonna knock you down for any of that. My main concern is just, why do you feel like you have to press the notion that everything has to be an exclusive? Where does that come from, man?
Because the mighty PlayStation has always been that way, right? The best exclusives, the best franchises. You can go back to PlayStation 1, okay? I mean, we've always had that. And it's not my fault that your company came along in 2000 and thought that you could play with the big boys, all right? But I'll tell you what, we've always been that way. From Metal Gear to Spyro the Dragon. How about this? We got the game on PlayStation 2 that actually changed the industry, which is Grand Theft Auto 3, the true birth of open world. That wasn't on Xbox at first. So you gotta bow down to greatness.
I mean, you have a point there, but I mean, when you have constant games, man, that just use the same template, that are just using the same rinse, I mean, at some point, man, doesn't it get a little boring? I mean, these are just questions I want to ask. Nothing personal, but doesn't it get a little boring, man, when you're playing the same type of games and you know that these are going to be like the same type of feel, you know? Wouldn't you think that would be boring, man, on any plat?
I mean, look, we had Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was great. It actually had an ending better than all the Marvel movies, okay? And then we had God of War. But I will admit, God of War was a little repetitive, okay? It did. I mean, it was big in scale, and I will admit this as a PlayStation guy. It gets a little repetitive with the red troll, the gold troll, the yellow troll. I understand. But it's still a masterpiece. And that's what you don't understand. That Phil Spencer, he's giving you okay games. Yoshida is giving us masterpieces. Okay? You have nothing to match up with Last of Us. You have nothing to match up with God of War. You have nothing to match up with Beyond Two Souls, which is a generational masterpiece. I cried at the end of that game, okay? I actually had Kleenex in my hand because it was such an emotional ending. The problem is Xbox doesn't give you depth. They don't give you something that you can really hold on to.
I mean, you want to look, me personally, man. I don't feel like I need to know that character that intensely to where, my feelings are involved or I want to make love to these characters. I just want to play a game, man. Respect the game for what it is. Understand why it's created. I mean, there's people that don't even understand what Death Stranded is all about, man.
How could they not understand what Death Stranding is all about? You're stranded. You're stranded. You're in isolation. You got to carry boxes, okay? It's the most incredible thing. You got to inventory. You carry your boxes. If you carry too many boxes, you'll tilt over. But it simulates real life. What are you going to do when you take everything away from you? No guns, no proton packs, no lancers, no nothing. No power pellets, no bullets, no magic powers, no flaming kicks, no are you again? None of that stuff. You got to walk up hills and you got to carry boxes. You got to use your brain to get out of situations. That's the problem with Xbox gamers. They don't want to think. And they can't appreciate a masterpiece, a generation-defining experience, and will win Game of the Year. I promise you, like Death Stranding.
Wow. I mean, Beyond Two Souls, 888. You're very convincing, man. But I mean, I don't see it winning Game of the Year. But I mean, we all got opinions, right? So there's nothing wrong with your opinions. My thing is, I'm just like, I don't understand anymore why a game has to be in the 90s on Metacritic, or just because a game is on another platform that you just seem to you just don't want to get it, man. Like I mean, look, it's not true that Xbox doesn't have games. It's not true that they don't have diverse games. I'm playing Recore right now, and I've never experienced a game like it. That's my example. I'm where do you get to where you're playing a PlayStation game, and at some point you can tell me that honestly, you're gonna sit here and tell me that all the games that you played on PlayStation, that not ever at not one time did you ever say to yourself, man, this game feels like the last game I just played.
What you have to understand, the legal, is that Metacritic is the Bible. And Metacritic is basically by all gamers. So when you see a Metacritic score, it's all gamers together, gathering, pretty much saying that this game is great. And the problem is, it's not my fault that Xbox games don't score high on Metacritic, but PlayStation games do. Because I told you, they're masterpieces. Concrete Genie, masterpiece. Okay? You gotta understand that the way that you use that magic wand and the way that you draw those characters, it's so unique and it's so different and it's never been done before. PlayStation gives you VR. PlayStation gives you VR, and PlayStation takes you to worlds and universes that you guys can't, because you guys only want to play Gears, Forza, and Halo. And my God, if they are making a new Fable, I might think about buying an Xbox. But who knows? That's all you want to play.
But man, that's the misconception, Like, I don't know where you guys get that from. Like, that's all we want to play. I don't understand that. Because I mean, we got a lot of games, man. Like I said, I'm not playing Gears or Forza or Halo right now. Where is that? I mean, look, I got State of Decay to play. I got Sea of Thieves to play. These games are excellent community games, man. Excellent community game. And I mean, even if I was to play a racer, Forza's the best racer out there.
Now, look, I'll give you that. Now, PlayStation has definitely, they have not found that Gran Turismo successor. I'll definitely give you that. And I'm not gonna lie, Drive Club was a snooze, okay? But I will say this. Recore is a poor man's Metroid, and you can't argue that, okay? And then you gotta understand that where's the originality on Xbox? Like,
What
where
is
is the
originality?
originality?
What? Are you serious? Look, man, Xbox Live is originality, man. What is wrong with you? Like, we are the original online gamers of the community, man. I mean, you can't get no more original than that, man. What do you mean? Like, we have a lot. We're Ori and the Blind Force, man. Oh, single. Look, man.
Okay,
that's
Ori
another
and
one.
the
That's
Blind
another
Forest is a
Look,
Ori
this
and
is
the
another
Blind
one.
Forest is a great game, but I'm not buying an Xbox for one franchise. I mean, come on.
I mean, hey, man, look. What do you mean you're not gonna buy it? You've had the Order of 1886. Is that not one franchise? You bought it. You played it. As a matter of fact, I mean, I know you was out there. What?
It's a masterpiece, but the gameplay could have been better. But it was a masterpiece, no less.
But goes back to my subject, man. Stay on topic. Isn't the Order of 1886 a one franchise deal right now? It's only one of them. It's just like Sunset Overdrive. You can't get mad at that. So you're gonna hate Sunset Overdrive, but you know what? You guys got Insomniac now. I mean, you may not get another sequel to it because Microsoft actually published that game. The deal was that Microsoft published it, even though they gave the rights over to Insomniac, so Insomniac can take the game wherever they want. But hey, they can't just stop. Wherever they go, it's not like whatever platform gets a hold of them where they can't use that game anymore. I mean, they just can't. I mean, as long as Microsoft published it, there was money involved in that. So I mean, you're gonna knock down situations like that are just a one-time experience. When did that become a gamer's fault? When did that become our fault because a game didn't get a sequel?
Well, I mean, think about it. And I might be crass when I say this. If Insomniac made it multi-plat from the beginning, there would be a Sunset Overdrive sequel. It's not my fault that you Xbox didn't want to support Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a low blow.
I played Sunset Overdrive at my cousin Ralph's house on Christmas when he got an Xbox One, and it was a great game. But if they would have made it multi-plat, PlayStation gamers could have enjoyed it. It would have been a sequel. Like I said, Xbox gamers don't support new IPs, and that's where PlayStation is superior.
Well, look, man, I beg to differ. But you do have a point, okay? You do have a point. In the beginning, and your cousin Ralph, hey, man, look, if your cousin Ralph allowed you to get on some Xbox games, man, then you know. Then you know what they look like. You know how they play. You know how they feel. But out of all honesty, all right, I will say that in the beginning, man, when there was a situation where games, hey, the console was out in its early stage, man. It was out in its early stage. Games like Sunset Overdrive selling at 1.3 million, that's not something that you can consider that. Hey, man, you can laugh at it, but look, when you got a console that's about roughly 10 million out there at the time, I don't know the actual amount, but when you think of that, 1.3, that's not slouchy, man. And you're looking at the console hadn't even been out a full 2 years yet. It was almost at 2 years. So when you look at stuff like that, man, you gotta give credit. That's not as bad as we think. But you do have a point because in that time frame, everything just looked bad. And on top of the fact that you can't say that Microsoft didn't come with the games. Microsoft came with the games. I just think that, people were they were just so shocked at how Microsoft was going to push forth the cloud. Their console just didn't have the cloud technology. It didn't have a lot of things going that was going to push forth anything towards the future because you said PlayStation VR, but PlayStation VR didn't come out till later. Okay, let's not get it. Let's not forget that. Let's not sit up here and make it seem like PlayStation just came out with VR from the get-go. Look, we had the Kinect, we had heat sensors, we had heart rates, we had this thing monitoring our bodies for goodness sake, man. We had voice commands. We had all of that out the gate. So when you look at that, man,
well, how talking about the Kinect?
What I'm talking about?
You mean with my cousin Ralph? My cousin Ralph and I, we stood in front of a camera, waving our arms like we're silly, trying to connect. Hey, are you serious? Trying to play soccer? I tell you what, you had a great wave racing game, and if you would have just let us use the controller, it could have been better than Wave Racer for the N64. But that's typical Microsoft. They don't want to give gamers what they want. They want gamers to play what they want. PlayStation rules.
Listen, man, I know we're not talking about racers. I was trying to be nice, but you want to talk about racers, man. You want to talk about racers. You honestly want to talk about racers. And Drive Club, what happened to Drive Club, man? It never went anywhere. That was on PlayStation. So I want, before we get into races, elaborate on what happened to Drive Club then. It's all you, man. Take the mic. Take the mic.
Drive Club was a bad investment. That's all it was.
Come
on,
man. It was a bad
investment.
You know what cracks me up is every time the ball is in y'all's hands, y'all always got an excuse for something, man. You always got an excuse for something. Now, Drive Club is a bad investment. Why? Because it didn't succeed. So now, and it was your exclusive. So now you're mad at your exclusive?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to be real honest, racers are a niche title anyway. They're niche. Who plays racers? It's not a universal thing to have a racing game. And I don't even know why Xbox they consider to have a racing game at launch. Whatever happened to hack and slash? Whatever happened to adventure games? You want to have me racing around a track for 99 laps like my cousin Ralph did in Forza 7? It was a pretty game, but come on. I mean, I'd rather be able to use magic powers or do something different. But the problem is they want you to play Forza Motorsport, a game that looks great, but it's just empty. It's empty.
Look, man. Your rants are becoming hilarious, okay? That's the first thing I want to say. Your rants are classical, okay? Keep the rants going, as a matter of fact, because that's just classical stuff, man. But honestly, man, listen. Drive Club was a halfway decent racer game, man. And here's my honest opinion. I believe it would have survived if it would have been on Xbox. But that's just my opinion. You talking about hack and slash? Well, that wouldn't that be a God of War situation? The one thing that I just don't understand is we got a hack and slash. Our debut game still looks beautiful. Called Rise Son of Rome. You guys,
Rise Son of Rome.
New
that
IP.
Game came out like 2013. It's 6 years later. How can it still be relevant? Oh, come on. Knock it off. You guys talk about you and all these guys I know. I watch you. I see your little gang. You little gang of Sega Forever, and Christopher Robot, and all these other people talking about Rise Son of Rome still holds up. It's 6 years later. Ratchet and Clank looks better than Rise Son of Rome. Give me a break, New Legal.
Look, come on, man. Listen. 6 years ago, man, a hack and slash came out and debuted it on a console that to this day there's not a hack and slasher to match it. God of War is a great hack and slasher. Classical. It's got the classical feel to it. But let's keep it real, man. It lacks the enemy support. I mean, it's very basic. I mean, you can basically skip your enemies. You can't, I mean, if you're sitting up here making it seem like that is a true hack and slash experience, I mean, I don't know how that could be so. Because that's not no true hack and slash experience, man. A true hack and slash experience, man, is something that you got to really work hard for. And when there's only 3 people on screen, 3 enemies on screen, man, come on, man. Come on, man. And that wasn't something that that's not something that, God of War's been out. How many episodes has God of War been out? How many?
You got God of War 1, you got
Okay.
God of War 2,
Okay.
you got God of War 3,
Okay.
you got God of War Ghost of Sparta,
Okay.
you got God of War Ascension, which is
Okay.
basically a prequel to God of War.
Okay.
And now you got God of War: The Rebirth, which is
Right.
basically
So
it's a new God of War,
so you're gonna tell me
but it's a masterpiece. It's
wait,
a masterpiece.
wait. But you're gonna tell me that that's not the same sink that you're washing out of? I mean, did any of those God of Wars give you anything new?
Yeah.
What
it
did they
did.
give you? The hack and slash. They gave you something new.
It gave us a boomerang axe. You never had a game
Wow.
like that. We had
Wow.
a boomerang axe, and you
Wow.
could throw a boomerang and the mechanics, and you can use strategy to knock guys through the woods and stuff like that.
How does a boomerang axe become something that we've never experienced before? Man, there's been tons of games. Because I what? Because I don't understand that?
Because you don't have to
walk around with a kid all day?
Your enemy.
You walk around with a kid all day.
You don't have to run up on your enemy.
But you're a god and you can't read ancient artifacts. But you're a god. And your son is reading better than you. Come on, man.
Wait a minute, buddy. You don't have to run up on like Gears. You don't have to run up on enemies like Gears of War 5. Okay? With the boomerang, you can use tremendous strategy to take out monsters to fight the way you want to with your strategy. Gears of War forces you to run up on a quick time events and you press the B for melee and stuff like that. That's not strategy. Gears of War forces you to play the game the way Rod Ferguson and the Coalition wants you to play it. With God of War, you have more freedom with the boomerang axe.
Hold on, man. So you're telling me when you throw that axe and the axe goes off somewhere, you don't even know where it hits. You just throw it. You don't even know where it went. And then you're sitting here fighting somebody. You're doing the same moves over and over and over again. The same thing that Ron Sutter Rome got criticized for. Well, you're doing it in God of War. You're doing that same thing, right? And you're telling me that because it's a PlayStation game, that it's gonna offer me a new experience when I'm actually doing the same thing? Are you serious right now? Like, really, are you serious right now?
I'm serious to heart attack. I said what I said. But it's not my fault. You've been brainwashed by Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and I think Mike Ybarra. I'm sorry, he's the new vice president at Blizzard. He's cool now. He finally got away from Xbox.
Wow.
Okay?
You're really gonna go there.
You've been brainwashed.
You're really gonna go there, man. That's unbelievable.
I'm just
that you're
speaking
gonna
my
go
truth. I'm just speaking my truth.
Listen, man. Listen. I'm gonna say this again, man. You guys are so stuck on console numbers that it's blinded you. You don't know. I mean, dude, you're sitting up here contradicting yourself. Does not God of War give you the same exact experience that the other ones do? I mean, other than talking too much, what was different? You said the boomerang axe. Okay, I give you that. But you're walking around. You don't jump anymore. You can't. You don't do anything.
The sun has special powers.
Wow.
The sun, you can upgrade his armor. You can upgrade his shield. You can upgrade his weapons. I mean, what? We're talking in scale. You never seen monsters, and you never seen a game in scale like this.
Wait a minute. I'm playing this game right here, and I'm rotating the visuals on this. And you're telling me scale? I mean, the scale of this game is ridiculous. And if you're talking about something having to upgrade, well, I upgrade my weapons on this game too. I mean, when did being able to upgrade something become revolutionary? When did that? I mean, I'm just asking, man.
But your co-op player upgrades. Look.
But you walk around with him, but you walk around with a kid, and the kid knows how to read ancient language. You don't even know how to read it, but you're a god. How does that make sense?
Because
How?
Kratos is getting old. Kratos is getting old.
How
We
how
all
you get old when you're
right?
God?
You
But how do you
you
get old
can't
when you
beat Father Time, right? You can't beat Father
as a
Time. Look,
human?
Metal Gear
As a
Solid
human?
4. Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh,
Snake got old. So what's the problem?
but Snake is a human. We're talking about a god here. How does a god get
I'm
old?
sorry. I'm sorry. We can't all drink the fountain of youth or the Jamba juice like Marcus Phoenix, who's gonna be in every single Gears of War. They need to kill that guy off or something.
Yo, Marcus Phoenix got old though, man. You can't say that he's look, Marcus Phoenix got the same treatment as Snake, man. He's getting old. Okay? There's a lot of classic iconic characters in Gears, man, that have died off. You can't say that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna
There's
prove
plenty.
your point. I'm gonna prove your point right now. You see, Kratos' son can upgrade his weapons, his shield, his armor. You can also have him do certain attacks as you upgrade too. So he is a companion. You tell me why you can't do that with Dom and Gears of War 3 or other Gears of War.
Because here's what I'm gonna tell you.
You see the point?
I see your point, and I got an answer for that real
because
quick.
Marcus Phoenix steals all the shine, and he doesn't want to share the shine with the other soldiers.
I got the answer for that, and it's called multiplayer. Where is God of War's multiplayer at? You want to talk about Gears of War so bad, but if I want to play Dom and I want to have a true companion experience, guess what I do? I get with a teammate, I go on multiplayer, and we have a great companionship of victories. We can actually play and actually make something count. I mean, I'm not knocking the fact that if you want to walk around listening to a kid talk, calling him a boy the whole entire game, which like you don't know the name of your son, that's fine, man. But I'm just here to say, man, when did that become the ultimate gaming experience? I'm still trying to understand that. That's all I'm asking you, man.
New legal.
Yes.
You don't have kids. Are you not a father? This game would be great for you. This game would be great for you because you can understand from being a father that how you emotionally can get into Kratos and understand this is a new Kratos. It's not the same Kratos from PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and 3. This is a new universe. It's Norse mythology.
But who in the world calls their son boy? I mean, come on, man. I don't call my son boy or unless he's gonna get in trouble. Boy, stop or something.
Kratos
what was he got dementia or something?
He's not a friendly guy. Okay, I'm sorry about that. He's still trying to figure it out. He's human.
Listen, man. I don't know fathers. I don't know about you, man, but fathers don't call their sons boy. I mean, as if they just don't know who the hell they are, man. And I'm just saying, he's half. I mean, the boy's he's a demigod, right? His mother's human and Kratos is. So I mean, but Kratos isn't a demigod. So how is it that Kratos can't read ancient languages? I mean, he's a god. So I don't get that. Explain that, man. Can you explain that, and then we can get off of God of War?
Well, I mean, I understand your point. I really do. But my whole thing is, I'm not worried about who's demigods and who slept with who. I just like the action, and I like the graphics. Yeah. I'm a PlayStation gamer. Okay. I don't care about the story. I just care about the graphics and the action.
Now that's new. You don't care about stories? So what do you think about...
Who cares about stories in games?
Sony does. Because you know what? That's what they care about. Your games are going to become more cinematic, and you've expressed your emotional rants. You care about these characters. You dream about them. You probably get stuffed animals, and you probably lay with them in your bed to go to bed at night. Who knows what you do? But you're emotionally tied to these
What I do with my Sailor Moon collection, plush dolls is none of your business.
True.
Don't judge.
I'm not. I said, hey, more power to you. If that's what you want to do, fine. I'm not. Like you said, man, that's your business. But you guys get into your characters, and you like those stories. Look, man, The Last of Us. Y'all consider that game the greatest game ever made in the universe. And I don't understand how.
It is the greatest game ever made in the universe. There's no other game better than The Last of Us. Are you kidding me? Joe and Ellie? Are you serious?
Yeah,
nothing,
bro. Like, how do you?
Nothing can compare to The Last of Us.
Well, how can you say that? Like, dude, that is ridiculous, man. Like, haven't you ever? Like, what makes that game? Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, man. You walk around half the game, you talk all the way through the game. It never shuts up. I mean, it's almost like Horizon Zero Dawn, man. I know you play. Look, man, the reason I got you here because I know you played all the PlayStation games. It's not the fact that
Horizon Zero Dawn is the new action game for the new millennium. I'm telling you right now, okay? Aloy has took Zelda's spot. And I don't know why Nintendo keeps making Zelda anyway. The guy's at least about 46 years old. Just because you don't make him age, don't mean he's not older.
Yo, I like Jewel. Hey, yo, Jewel is not too bad.
It's a masterpiece.
This girl here is not bad at all, man. I like her. I mean,
you mean the girl that thinks she's a Pokemon? Okay.
You know, man, listen, man. You can say whatever you want to say, man. You can poke fun at these characters, but listen. This girl here that I'm playing with, she was the first. She was the first. All you other ones came later, you know, for this generation. And she's authentic. She's fearless. She's smart, intelligent. She's a new IP. And I'm gonna start giving her more airtime. I mean, because you know, I beat this game, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. This game is no slouch. You cannot sit around here and play a game like this, and it's a hold your hand walkthrough simulator. I mean, don't you get tired of that, man? How is it that you can play the same type of game over and over and over again, and act like and I said it, act like that experience that you're doing is the best ever thing that ever happened to you as a gamer when you know deep down it isn't. You have to be getting bored of that stuff. I mean, you know what, man? Listen, The Last of Us 2 got delayed, right? That's no big deal because you guys really haven't been playing anything anyway. When everything gets uncovered, you guys are not playing games. You're red boxing these games. You're not even supporting PSN now. I mean, what in the world do you think that whatever you can say matters at this point? At this point, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be glad that you're able to play games in 4K finally. At least show me, and you know, because you guys are stuck on visuals, but at least show me that Sony was able to build a 60 frames per second game. And if that's not the case, then we'll just leave it at that. Until Sony can actually bring forth something that's innovative, man. I don't think that, and I'm talking about innovative as in frame rates. I don't think anybody's going to be impressed because the Xbox One X came out. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it, man. I mean, you had your fun, you had your say so on what you wanted to do, on what you thought, you know, the PlayStation should. You had your opinions on that the PlayStation is where it's at, and all their games are 90s and above. I mean, we get it. You guys care about Metacritic and all that other stuff. And hey, man, I can say honestly that, you know, you made some good points for your community. I don't know if they all agree with you, but hey, you spoke highly. You sound just like a lot of them that I've heard before. So beyond Two Soul, you know, if you wanted to get mad, you want to leave the party, you didn't want to hear nothing else, fine. You can leave, man. You've left. Hey, what do we expect, man? What do we expect? You know, we get these attitudes, but what do we expect? You probably left, you went crying, and then now you want to come back, and you heard me talk, so now you want to come back, and you want to say your 2 cents. Well, I mean, you can say your 2 cents.
I'm not going anywhere.
Wow.
I'm not going anywhere, Xbox. I'm not afraid of you.
Wow. Wow. You know, hey man, listen. I'm not here to make you feel like you should be. I'm just saying that when things are factual and they hit you, man, you want to make excuses for it. I'm just here to say, listen. I don't think the PlayStation 5 is going to be the most powerful console, but I will be glad that you got.
What?
Wow. You're going to sit up here and tell me that
What?
you. Wow. Listen, man. The PlayStation 5 is not going to be the most powerful console in the universe, okay? I'm just laying it down to you so when it does happen, man, you're not losing your damn mind. Um, right now,
PlayStation
Death
rule
Stranding has a
the fastest
84.
console.
No. They had to. No. See, you're wrong. See, they said that, but they backtracked. Now, what makes you think they backtrack? Why do you think they backtrack? Because it's not going to be, man. It's not going to be. You know, beyond Two Souls 8888, you know, you got a lot of passion. And that I can respect you for. You got a lot of passion just like I do. But man, you can't be blinded with your passion. I'm here to tell you that Project Charlotte will be the most powerful console on the planet. It's no longer about console sales. It's no longer about that. It's about engagement and services. It's a new day. And you
It's
guys got to
it's
get out of that 1999 thinking of console sales.
it's always gonna be about console sales. Didn't you just read the article that PlayStation 4 is the second best console selling of all time, next to the greatest console that sells of all time, which is the PlayStation 2. And
Well, listen.
Xbox was fourth behind the Wii.
Well, well, listen, man. With your little genius, little cute little laughs and giggles you got. All I'm gonna say is this, man. When you consider that PlayStation is talking about shipments, you know, you can honestly say that PlayStation 4 is probably the fastest console to ship consoles out. But when you talk about direct sales, we still don't got that numbers yet. So I wouldn't talk so much, man, because it's gonna be a minute before you see those direct sales. You're talking about millions and millions of people who are willingly waiting on the PlayStation 5. And even if it does do that, you know what I'm saying? That's a big congratulations. I'm not here to hate on that. That's a big congratulations. The only thing is, man, it would probably sound better or feel better or have a more significant value if we were in the year 2002. But man, we're in the year 2019, and consoles simply just don't have to sell 100 million units to bring great games. Listen, those 100 million units did nothing. You're still playing on your 1080p TV, man. They don't even sell 1080p TV.
I got a
Xbox,
4K
what?
TV, thank you, with a PS4 Pro. Don't judge me, buddy.
Listen, man. You might have got a 4K TV, man, for your PlayStation 4 Pro, but my question is why? Why did you do that? And listen, man, you got your reasons. I'm just asking why. I'm not down in it. If you
Because
did, that's great. Uh-huh.
The PlayStation 4 Pro is where you can really only play 4K games.
Wait a minute, man. Who told you that?
Yoshida
Yo.
and everybody at Sony said it, that the real 4K, true native 4K is what's done on the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that's why I spent my $400 because I want the best system.
Wait a minute, man. So you're telling me that you honestly believe that, yo, that's incredible. You know what? I don't even know what to say to you, man. I really don't know what to say to you. Because honestly, man, if you think that the PlayStation 4 Pro is a true 4K console, man, name me some games. Then name me some games, man. Name me some games right now.
Horizon Zero Dawn looks better than anything
Listen,
that
man.
Xbox can provide.
Listen, I didn't ask for your opinion. I just need the facts right now. I need facts. And I need you to tell me, man, that you have some Sony 4K games. That's all, man. And I need you to be honest.
Until Dawn, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man's in true 4K. You should see
No,
how the
man,
wind
no.
swings when you're going
Oh,
past
man.
buildings. God of War is a true 4K, and
Oh,
also
man.
you can make it 2K with 60 frames per second. Okay, you can do all these things with the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Pro. Oh, wait a minute, let me not forget. As I eat my cheese sandwich with my pickles, you mean to tell me Uncharted 4 is not 4K? You mean to tell me that Uncharted 3 is not 4K? I
No,
mean,
man.
my gosh.
No, they're
I mean,
not. They
my
lied to
gosh,
you,
like,
bro.
you should see how
They
games play on the PS4 Pro.
Well, listen, man. I'm looking at something right now on my Xbox that that plays just as great and probably looks just as better. But I mean, hey, man, listen. If you think that all the PlayStation games are the best thing going, that's fine, man. I'm not mad at you for that. But if you think them games are in 4K, man, then somebody's lied to you, man. And I want you to be able to check them for that, man, because no, those games are not in 4K, bro. Those games are not in 4K.
What are you What are you talking about? Death
They're not.
Stranding's in native 4K.
No, it's not.
Death Stranding is native 4K, 60 frames per second. I
What?
know because I can tell. I can tell with the motion blur when I'm carrying my boxes up the beautiful green pastures of this game.
Wow. So now, man, you're gonna sit up here and tell me that a mailman game, a special delivery game now, is an experience of a lifetime.
It's a Mountaineer game. There's never been. Matter of fact, Kojima made his own genre. It's a Mountaineer game. It's a Mountaineer game. You ever played a Mountaineer game before, buddy? No, not to Kojima
Well,
made it.
I mean,
Okay, it's
I'm
a
playing a game
Mountaineer
with a lot of
game
mountains in it right now as I'm showing people,
where you
but
climb mountains.
and hey, I may not have scalp. Well, you know what? Listen, man. There is a girl out there who climbs mountains, man, in video games, and she's called Laura Croft, man. So if you haven't played any of the Tomb Raider games, man,
Lara Croft, the
yes, man.
confused lesbians since
Come on, man.
PlayStation.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen, man. Listen. Listen, man. There's been good characters all across the board on all kinds of platforms, right? No matter their genre, no matter their sex, their race. It's been characters that have just been excellent. The developers have made some just great characters for us to enjoy and play, right? So with that, if mountain climbing is what you wanted to, if that was your if that was your ultimate get back, you failed because we play mountain climbing games, man. But listen, even if I played 10 Tomb Raider games, right? Wouldn't you think that at some point that experience gets dull? If that's all I play, man. How can I make that out to be something as the best thing ever? I mean, seriously,
Well,
I just want.
I want you to ask me one question. I'm sorry. I want you to answer this one question, right? I played all type of Tomb Raider games because they're on PlayStation as well. And of course, they look better on the PlayStation 4 Pro. But how come Lara Croft never gets any love at the end of those games? How come Lara Croft in every PlayStation game or Xbox or whatever you want to play it, how come she never gets the guy or she never falls in love? I mean, my God, at least Mario gets Peaches. I mean, come on.
Listen,
That's
man.
not realistic.
Laura Croft, first of all, is an archaeologist, man. She works. And she also is somebody that works real hard at what she does, man. You can't knock the fact that she does her job very well.
She's a thief. How do you
No,
do your job well when you're a thief?
she's not a thief. She's an archaeologist, and she finds artifacts. Um, there's a lot of archaeologists that do that. It's not considered theft. It's what they do. It's part of their job.
Let's
So I
just
mean,
call it what it is, okay? Lara Croft is a ripoff of Indiana Jones, one of the greatest 80 classics, and that's just it, okay? Whoever made Lara Croft, they got off on Indiana Jones. So Lara
listen,
Croft
man.
is not original.
What do you think about your boy Nathan Drake? How you gonna diss a character when another character is just as is? Come on, man. It's just as vulnerable of characteristics as Laura Croft is. Laura Croft is a female version of Indiana Jones. We get it. I get that. But Nathan Drake,
Nathan Drake,
come on, man.
Nathan Drake is an American hero, and here's the
Oh
difference.
man, come on, man.
Nathan Drake doesn't wear a hat, and he doesn't have a whip, so he's not Indiana Jones.
But he does use a
Nathan
whip.
Drake is his own. He's his own person.
But he does use a whip to travel sometimes. He'll swing. He'll come down with one mighty punch. You're right. He's not Indiana Jones. He's more unrealistic because nobody's sitting there swinging from a
But
rope
new
with
legal.
guys with
That's not a
AK-47s and they
whip.
don't hear that. Well, what is it then?
That's not a whip. It's
What
a
is it?
belt. It's a difference.
Well, I'll be damned.
It's a belt, new legal.
Well, that's
it's not
the longest
a whip.
belt.
It's a belt.
Damn. Well, listen, man. If that's a belt, that's the longest belt I've ever experienced or ever seen, man. That belt right there. I would be afraid to get whooped by that belt, man. That if that's the case. but listen, man. This stuff about Xbox not having games, you guys getting mad, like I said, because games are going to other platforms. But you still gotta you don't want it to you just can't live with the fact that it's a console exclusive. You don't understand that paying into services are a big deal for the brand that you're supporting. You gotta understand these things. Listen, times are changing, and you guys have to get with the times. This is why you guys are so far behind, man. Look, there's better things out there than just hold your hand, walk through soap opera games. You guys listen.
Far
We did
behind.
listen. We've shown crossplay, right? And you guys are getting murdered in Call of Duty. You guys are getting murdered, man. It's not even funny. Because you guys claim that you're something that you're not. Look, and there's nothing wrong with single player games. I'm playing one, for goodness sake. But man, if you're going to make a single player game, allow the experiences to be a little different. I mean, there's nothing out there like Recore. There's nothing out there like Quantum Break. There's nothing out there like Cuphead. There's nothing out there like Ori and the Blind Forest. These are all single player games and they're all different. If I had a game that played the same way as this game over and over again, how in the world can I come out here and say anything about it? How can I do that? How
You're
can I
gonna
do
sit
that?
up here and say that we're behind when we sold over 100 million consoles? You're gonna sit up here and say that to the mighty PlayStation Corporation? Are you kidding me? We're behind. We have VR. Okay, we have better technology than Microsoft.
Wait a minute, but
How come
so
Phil
does.
Spencer hadn't made VR yet? Because he's scared to compete. Phil Spencer is scared to compete with the big dogs.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I've been to Houston and I went to the Halo Outpost. And I'm here to tell you that Microsoft has very much VR. And as a matter of fact, Microsoft has VR that's out of this world. No, they don't have VR where you just sit there and look like a generic Cyclops X-Men character. All right? And all you're doing in your bedroom or in your living room is just looking both ways. Xbox actually has augmented reality where you can actually interact with your environments and you can actually combat them if need be, if that's the type of game or of enjoyment that has been processed for that time being. But what I saw was a whole different experience than what I've known to see. And if I'm gonna put it like this, if you're comparing the PlayStation VR to the Microsoft VR experience, then it's two different things. It's completely two different experiences. And that's all I'm going to say. If you haven't experienced it, then I mean I'm just telling you that it's like, hey man, it's like oil and water, man. You can't put these two together. It's just it's not going to be. They're not even in the same ballpark. How they're using their VR. Put it like that. So I mean, if you VR doesn't have to be a big sell. It doesn't have to be a big sell for Microsoft because Microsoft doesn't look at VR as something that is going to take them into the future. VR is something that's already been out since the early 90s, man. Nintendo had VR, for goodness sake, man. Come on.
Oh God,
I mean,
you're talking about the VR, boy. I'm still seeing red. I'm still seeing red. Come on, New Legal. You could do better than that.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And you don't see people out here talking about it. See, you know one thing about the gaming streets. The gaming streets don't lie, right? Hey man, you've been playing games as long as me. When was 80 kids, man? We rocked in arcades. So you know how word is. Video games live solely off of word of mouth. And if you don't believe me, look at you guys. You guys go crazy over these articles. They're lying to you every day. And here's another thing. Why are y'all so obsessed with Microsoft numbers for Xbox? Why do you guys continually hold on to that lie as if like you know that Microsoft has these many consoles? So when you don't, you're looking at articles. They're not Microsoft. How if Microsoft is not releasing numbers, what makes you think these article guys know the numbers? They're not nobody special. Why do you guys think
can't
that?
talk about the mighty. You can't talk about the mighty IGN or Game Informer or Engadget. You can't talk about the PlayStation Media. Those guys are our friends.
I'm just saying, man. Hey, it is what it is, right? How can you sit here and say that you know what Microsoft is doing with their consoles when Microsoft themselves haven't even put out the numbers for them? How is that possible?
Well, tell me this, New Legal.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, New Legal. I think Microsoft got shook by Yoshida and them, and they saw that it wasn't profitable to keep showing those numbers. I tell you what, New Legal, I remember when the Xbox 360 was always showing the numbers. Oh, number one again, 3 weeks in a row, number one. So why did Phil Spencer, Lord Spencer, decide not to show the numbers no more? Because PS4 was kicking a hole through you guys. That's why.
Listen, man, listen. I'll give you your respect, man, when you say that that PlayStation has been whooping them as far as, like I said, I'm so tired of saying this, as far as console sales. But you got to understand something, man. That situation came about through bad management. We all know this. I don't know why you guys keep hanging on to that notion. Because, look, man, to be honest with you, there's only one console company that actually did a complete turnaround. And everybody knows it's Microsoft. Except you guys know it. You just don't want to admit to it. Why do you think Sony now is what? Through the white flag for what? Cloud computing and cloud engineering. They want a piece of the pie because they know now Stadia is here. Apple is coming. The giants are merging. Microsoft, Google, and Apple are the giants. Sony's just a customer, man. That's just a customer. So they're looking for the what? The Azure cloud? I mean the Azure cloud? I mean the Azure, I'm sorry. I get that. Hey man, forgive me. Sometimes I get that confused. But the Azure cloud, and I sit up here and it trips me out because hey, if Sony was all that, then why would they need cloud computing technology from Microsoft? If they were all of that, tell me.
Legal.
Come on, man. Don't
go
out the easy way. Don't go out the easy way.
Look.
Well, okay. Well,
look,
if it's just business, well, put it like this: if it was just business, Why is it that Sony's been out this long? Okay, Azure Cloud, yes, it has been out, but we haven't looked at it in a gaming sense. You know, we haven't looked at it. Yes, it is part of the. It's been there for businesses. I'll give you that. It's not. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, Sony has been in the gaming business way longer than Microsoft, and I'm talking about with its console, not in general, but just as having a console. They're what, almost 30 years deep, right? Microsoft is what, only 19 years in. So you're looking at 26 years to 19 years, and you're telling me the one that's had the least amount of time is the one that has more capabilities in the gaming industry? I mean, when you even think about it, look at what it's doing for Nintendo. Nintendo's live community suffering, but it's not anymore. Because why? Microsoft is here to save the day. So I want to ask you something. If Sony was that great, why hasn't it helped anybody? What's their big deal on helping companies? I mean, isn't this all about gaming community? Isn't gaming community all about having fun and want to make sure that everybody has fun? Why does everything have to be on PlayStation's platform to be considered successful or in order for somebody to have fun? And if it's not, then you guys are just wasting your time. Why is it like that, man?
I mean, it's real simple. If you take LeBron James and put him on the New York Knicks, you think they're going to win a championship? No.
Listen.
If you took Kobe Bryant and put him on the Chicago Bulls, you think they're going to win a championship? No. Every developer knows that they have to put their best games on the PlayStation. It's the worldwide most dominant brand ever. And you can't deny that.
Well, listen, you can't really listen, man. Where's Kevin Durant at? He's hurt, right? But where's Kyrie Irving at? He's in the Brooklyn Nets, right? What has the Brooklyn Nets done? Nothing, right? So you can't use that logic, man. People are watching the Brooklyn Nets now because of Kyrie Irving. So you can't, you know, hey, man, and the dude is dropping numbers, 50, 40. So it's not about the company as a whole, right? It's about the brand. People are fans of the brand. Look, we don't have to like Microsoft, but we sure indeed can like Xbox. Because why? Because of certain things that Microsoft brings to the table of Xbox, we love. And so that brand can make an impact. Look, we may not have to like Sony, right? But listen, I know that you don't have everything Sony in your house, but you got a PlayStation there. And the PlayStation you like because to you, having a hold your hand soap opera game, movie cinematic, I fall in love and get emotionally tied to my character, to you, that's considered gaming. You know, to me, that's not considered gaming. That's considered watching movies. I can get that same kind of feel just watching a movie, man. I don't have to play games to feel that way. You know, I just don't.
But games are immersive. Don't you understand? They're immersive.
Yes, we can be immersive in our games, but doesn't mean I have to go to sleep having dreams about a character and that I want to date him and make love to him. It's not that serious, man. I mean, some of you guys are really into these characters. You know, really, really, really into these characters. You guys get a girlfriend and you want your girlfriend to dress up like her and, you know, do all kind of weird stuff, man. It's crazy. You got a grown woman as a girlfriend, but you want her to act like a 15-year-old girl, man. It's kind of crazy. You want her to dress up like her and all this other stuff, man. It's kind of crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it's okay to be immersive, but hey, man, I'm just saying.
Pretty judgmental, New Legal.
Come on, man.
Pretty judgmental.
Come on, man. I'm just saying. When it's weird, bro. You can't defend that. And you know I'm not lying, man. Some of you cats, man. Look, man, you cry. Look, now listen, man. I've never cried over a freaking video game character in my life, okay? Listen, man. They're video game characters. They're not real. Now, movies different. A movie can affect people in a different way. Yes, but no, I'm just saying, I'm not, from my experience, I'm not. No, listen, man. No, listen. Come on, man. I'm not saying nobody cannot have that same effect. I'm saying I never had it. Movies, I've had it. But with video games, I really haven't. It never affected me like that. Now I'm not saying that it can't. It can't affect people. That's not what I'm saying. But you guys hold on to that as if that's the last savior. Like that's the Lord's Supper, man. Like you can't eat, sleep, use the restroom without something in that video game that's got to stir your emotions up like a whirlwind. And if it doesn't stir your emotions up like a whirlwind, then that game is garbage. So I'm still trying to understand. You know, if a mailman game can really immerse you to where you're feeling such a deep feeling for this guy, right? Because this is a guy. Now you're a guy. So tell me, how does a man, get that deep into another man video game character to the point where all you do is think about this guy, man? And whatever this guy's doing, man, he's affecting you in a real sense. Like you go to work, you're thinking about this dude. You're not even thinking about your wife anymore. You're not even thinking about your daughters anymore. You're thinking about this guy character on a video game. I mean, hey, man,
Are you
talk to me, man. Explain, because I don't get that. It's not
are you
that
not
serious.
a fan of American literature?
Oh,
Are you not a fan of American literature?
look,
I
man,
mean,
Shakespeare's
really,
been
like-
going for centuries, bro. Look, I don't have time to listen to Shakespeare, man.
You mean to tell me you never read a Maya Angelou poem and
Yes.
you never got emotional? I
Look-
mean, you mean to tell me you didn't cry when Ricky got shot and Boys in the Hood?
Come on,
This
man,
is
listen.
American cinema, man.
Wow, man, listen, man.
There's nothing wrong with
Boys
getting
in
into
the
your
Hood.
characters. There's
Listen. Boys in the
nothing
Hood.
wrong with getting into these characters. These characters, they change your life, man. There's
How do they
nothing wrong
change
with
your
that.
life? But how do they change your life, man, when it's not real? It's not. Listen,
And
it's not real.
You tell the
Get that in your
Xbox
mind, man.
That,
Don't.
that worship Master Chief. You tell the
We-
Xbox
we-
that because they wanted to kill off Master Chief, and the Xbox revolted, and they didn't like Locke because he was black, and also he wasn't Master Chief. So you
Well,
tell me why Xbox fans cry at the end of Halo?
Okay.
I think you're being hypocritical right now. You ask me.
I'm being a little hypocritical. I'll admit, I'm being a little hypocritical. But here's the thing, man. How long has Halo been out? Okay, we're gonna measure these tiers now. We're gonna measure these tiers.
Halo came out late 1999.
Okay. And when did it enter Xbox? In the year of what? 2001? 2000?
2000.
Okay.
It was the fall of 2000.
How long? So what year is it now?
2019.
Okay. So you're looking at a character that's done something that no character on PlayStation has ever done. PlayStation characters can't even last 5 years. So this is a method of the madness situation. You got something that's been around for 18 years. Okay? And people are immersing these characters because you know why? It started out that way. When you look at, and I'm going to get you with this one because you love to use that word companion. Notice how General Johnson and Halo work together. Look how Master Chief. Look how General Johnson, how they worked him in Halo, but look how they worked him side by side with Master Chief. Those guys were like compadres, man, best of friends. You had one guy that was a ultra Superman Spartan, and you had another guy that was just an all commander, all right, leader of the arms of the Marines, Space Marines, right? And you put those two guys together. And within a trilogy, Beyond Two Souls 8888, a real trilogy, not no made up, thingamajig, and I'm trying to get into your mind trilogy, but a real trilogy. And you get in deep
You
with
want a
these
real
characters.
trilogy? You want a real trilogy? Go
hey,
play
man,
all the Ratchet and Clanks. Go play all the Ratchet and Clanks.
Okay.
Now that's a space adventure for you, buddy.
Okay, whatever. But listen, man. You look at a trilogy like that, right? And you tell yourself, hey, listen, these guys have went through it because because you went through it with these guys, okay? And when you're going through it with these guys, you get attached to these characters because you was able to give Johnson and his men guns. You was able to roll with them throughout the game. And as you build this relationship up, it wasn't built up by just walking you through the game. You played the game. You didn't, these guys were a part of the game, but you didn't control them, okay? Now, once you controlled them. And so when General Johnson died, you felt a little compelling because, man, we went through years with these characters, unlike you guys. But we went through years with these characters. So when some people got sad or might even cried, well, dang, man, you done went 8, almost 10 years off with these guys, man. But it's justified in some kind of way. You got to give it some kind of justification. I mean, some of these people were kids and then they were teenagers, or some of these people were teenagers and they're adults when this guy got killed off. The Halo's here. What? We're about to go to Halo Infinite, and we're looking at 2019. You talk about 19 years. Now, listen, man. When Master Key's died, I didn't cry. When Master Key's daughter died, I didn't cry. I was a little hurt when General Johnson died off, but I didn't cry, dude. Like, are you serious, man? Like, come on, man. Like, it's a video game character. I mean, you're talking about war. You're talking about space wars, fighting things that aren't even real. How can it get?
But you
how
want to
can
tell
that
me
better?
why my cousin Ralph nearly slit his wrist because Dom died in Gears 3? Oh, I heard about it for months. For months. My God.
Listen, man.
I thought my cousin Ralph was gonna kill himself. Literally crying over Dom.
Well, then listen, man. Then your cousin Ralph is insane. If he was gonna kill himself over that, he's insane. But listen, man. I'm not gonna sit and deny that Dom didn't have a significant value in the Gears franchise. That was another character that took people by storm because when you look at Gears, and you look at the diversity, here you got a Hispanic character. Or Mexican, a Spanish character of Mexican descent, okay? And you're looking at him having a major role in the game, which is rare in gaming, period. And then you have a European descent guy, you have an African descent guy, and you got all these guys, right, from all these descents. So you got 2 white guys, a black guy, and a Mexican guy, and they're all together and they're fighting. They're fighting for one cause. So Gears is showing unity. And you see this pact that they go through. You don't see them judging each other. You see something different with these guys. These guys are brothers. They call each other brothers. So when you see stuff like that, there's some teaching in that, man. People can actually learn from being with people who may not look like you, who may not talk like you, who may not sound like you, who may not have the same heritage as you. But we can all respect each other and love each other for who we are and to the death. So when you see something like that, man, it affected people because you're looking at something that had merit behind it. It was bigger than just, you saw Dom trying to find his wife. And for him we saw him, the war affecting him, where he just wanted to give up. These symptoms really exist. And I'm not saying, that's why I said, I never said that video game characters can't edify you or make you feel relative. But what I'm saying is, man, when you're going to sleep thinking about these characters day in and day out, you're dreaming about them, you can't, you want to make love to these characters, man. You want to date them and stuff. Now, there's something wrong with that, man. When it gets to that point,
you mean to tell me?
Come on, man.
You mean to tell me you've never looked at Kasumi on Dead or Alive and thought she was hot?
Listen,
You
man.
never played Dead or Alive, the beach ball volley game? Really?
Listen, man. I thought Chung-Li was hot, right? When she gets whooped and her legs split open and I see her little panties when I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was hot. Chung-Li's always been thick. But no, man, listen. I never went to bed with Chung-Li on my mind want Chung-Li to be my girlfriend, dude. No. That's just not where it is, man. It's a video game. Come on, bro. That stuff right there, that's not no normal stuff, bro. That's not normal. That's too attached, man. Like, listen, man, it can't be that serious. It cannot be. You know, the narrative of that unless you're that attached to characters, man, that it has to be that significant. And if it ain't that significant, that the game sucks, come on, man. There's great games out there. And listen, let's keep it fair, right? There's great games across both platforms. But to think that any game can't be played by somebody else simply off a platform and it can't get its respect as a console exclusive is ridiculous, man. So I'm gonna give you.
PC does not belong in the console world. I'm sorry, okay? Consoles rule. Console gamers don't want to play on PC, and that's just the truth. That's just the honest truth. I don't know what the hell Kojima was thinking, taking a masterpiece like Death Stranding to the PC.
I'm gonna tell you what he was thinking, man. He was thinking to get paid. These developers deserve to get paid, man. Listen,
but he's gonna sell at least 12 to 14 million copies on PlayStation.
Well, how do you know that? When you've only had one. Now, let me tell you something. You had 2 games to hit double digits, right? You had a Horizon Zero Dawn, and you had a game of a character that's not
sold, new IP.
Okay, you got a point. But you know, and it came during a spell of dryness. So when you look at having something eager to play, Horizon Zero Dawn delivered. Now, when you look at the very next game, right? The very next game that went double digits, it's not Sony owned, it's not Sony branded, it's not, you know, and it's Spider-Man, an old franchise. Out of all the games, now listen, out of all the games that Sony made, we're talking Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is your best game. Now I want you to look at that. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. And listen. Spider-Man is your best game of this generation. Every game that possibly came out on PlayStation 4, Spider-Man beat them all. God of War trashed it. Horizon Zero Dawn trashed it. You know what? In honor of Spider-Man, you guys basically made Spider-Man bigger deal than Spider-Man's ever been, to the point where Spider-Man is your best game on your console. Now, you know what, man? That would be blasphemous if Spider-Man was the best game.
Human.
That game
Don't
is for
forget
what?
Detroit Become
What is
Human.
that? What is that? Tell me what is that? Listen,
Detroit Become Human.
Detroit ain't never became human.
Game.
Detroit ain't never became human. Okay. Now
it's
listen.
a great game about how AI and humans exist in a cold world in Detroit in the year 3000, and how the robots want to be just like the humans, and how the humans treat the robots like slaves. And Detroit Become Human plays on the greatness of civil rights.
Listen,
now, you'll find me an Xbox game that does genius like that. Quantic Dream rules.
Okay. But listen, regardless of what you say, Spider-Man is your best game on your platform. And let me tell you something. What would be a disgrace? If Halo got beat by a game like if there was a Superman game or an Aquaman game, and our Halo and our Gears or our Forzas wasn't the top selling game of our platform, but it was a superhero game that is universally recognized. The blasphemy. You had none of your games that you brag about, none of them, from the oldest to the new, not Ratchet and Clank, not that Crash Bandicoot that you thought y'all had forever. He couldn't do it. Nathan Drake.
Crash Bandicoot is not a PlayStation. It's not a PlayStation game no more because it's a multi-plat.
Well,
so
you
can take that out of the.
Well, I know you're mad about that, but you learned something, didn't you? You learned about contract value. But hey, he's not there. But you thought at one point you thought he couldn't do it. Nathan Drake couldn't do it. Kratos couldn't do it. GT Sport couldn't do it. So out of all the games of the Sony platform, once they couldn't do anything, here comes a superhero of epic proportions, right? That's been out since 1981. That you guys didn't even give a damn about. Y'all ain't even play the other ones. But just because this game now is exclusive and you guys didn't even take care of the movie. You didn't even take care of Spider-Verse. See, everything's a joke. Spider-Verse couldn't even get $1 billion. Let alone get close to 800 million. Look, man.
But it won an Oscar.
Well,
it won an Oscar for best animation.
For animation.
You can't deny that, New Legal.
But when you're the only animated cartoon of that proportion, it was like a no-brainer. Now, it's not like it was something that, it went up against a Disney. It didn't go up against no giants, okay? I give it that. It won that. But what did that have to do with gaming? That has nothing to do with gaming, right? You just didn't go out there. If Spider-Man sold 13.5 billion copies, you couldn't even get that same reciprocated over into the movies? That game, you couldn't even get that thing $1 billion when it was all left up to you guys. You guys let that movie down. You let it down. You couldn't even, listen, you didn't even take care of Venom. You let it down. Not $1 billion. But if it joins something else, like Marvel, hint, hint, which is still a Marvel game, hint, hint, it does well. So listen, the best game on PlayStation 4 is Spider-Man. But you want to know what our best game is? Our best game is Halo. Yeah, like it's supposed to be. Halo is a franchise game. It makes sense. You guys have Spider-Man. So if I didn't know PlayStation, if I didn't know nothing about PlayStation,
but Master Chief is being milked. But Master Chief is being milked to death. Yeah, I think. You know what? Illegal. I think a lot of Xbox gamers are tired of Halo, and they don't want to tell the truth. They want something new. They want some new IPs, okay? Phil Spencer needs to understand that we've had enough of Halo. The world has moved past Halo.
Listen,
Halo can't compete with Destiny, okay? Which is one of the greatest games on PlayStation because of exclusive content.
If it wasn't for Halo, you wouldn't have a Destiny. That's the same. Oh, man, I don't even want to go there. Listen, man, how you going to sit in here and talk about what's getting milked? When you just brought up Ratchet & Clank got about 50 million dead-gum versions of it. How you going to?
They're all fun. They're all fun.
It doesn't matter. I didn't ask you if they were fun or not. I said, how are you going to bring up something like that and tell everybody that it's not milked? You can't. You can't tell nobody that that's not milk. That's one of the most overrated milks series in the PlayStation history. Come on, man. And Destiny no longer has exclusive content. So we don't even want to talk about that no more. Here's what I'm saying, man. I believe that you guys, and here's a good thing about you guys. You guys are finally waking up that Metacritic doesn't matter, that these articles and their opinions don't matter, that whatever us Xbox fans say towards you don't matter. What matters, man, is that you play your games, right? Whether you want to play the same daggum template, so be it. If all y'all want to play are emotional driven, hold your hand, soap opera, movie cinematic thrills, man, play them. Just don't come out here in these streets and act like, man, that's the best thing going. Okay? Let's just stop it. And man, you got one more minute. You know what I'm saying? You got one more minute to cry, rant, and I'm gonna let you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? You holding up greatness here, man. Real greatness here. So listen, man.
Well,
you got a minute. You got a minute, man.
I appreciate you having me on. I never thought I would step into the muddy waters of Xbox, bro.
Welcome to the green dark rivers, fam. Welcome.
But anyway, I gotta go anyway because me and my girlfriend, we're gonna do a.
Oh, you got a girlfriend?
Bleach.
Good.
What? Yeah, we're gonna do a Bleach, a Dragon Ball Z, and also a Devilman marathon.
Wow.
So yeah, I gotta go. It's been really great talking to you, and you know, you're a pretty alright guy. If Xbox had better games, maybe I'd buy an Xbox. But it's PlayStation for life, buddy.
I'll tell you what, man. There's hope for you soon. I'll tell you what, I'll see you next year, and we're going to see if I can turn you around. I usually don't have a problem with converting, you know, people like you, man, to the green side of things, because it's pretty much easy, man. All I got to do is get you experience, man. Right now, you got too much milk in your system, man. But I am proud that you got a girlfriend, and you're not dressing her up or anything like that, man. You know, hey, spend some Dragon Ball Z time with her. Do whatever you do. Go crunch time, crunchy stuff, fun animation. Do whatever you got to do, man. Whatever, you know, floats y'all boat, man. But just don't have her dressing up. You know what I'm saying? Love her for who she is, man. Love her for who she is.
Well,
so
I'll
give you. Oh man, don't tell me, man.
New Legal.
I was getting
New Legal. She loves to dress up like Kasumi for me. She loves to dress up like the Dead or Alive characters. Big boobs and roundhouse kicks.
Well, okay, I mean, hey, if she likes to do that for you, then hey, I can't be mad at you, man. You're not making her, you're not telling her she has to do that. She's doing it with her own consent, man. That's good. That's cool. I'm not. Who am I to judge, right? Who am I to judge? At least you're not going to bed, man, thinking about all these characters. You're thinking about your woman. So I'll give you that. So, man, hey, you know what? Beyond Two Souls, 8888, man. It's been a blast talking to you, man. It's kind of weird, but hey, it was a blast talking to you. You made some good points. Some stuff I could understand, some stuff I couldn't. But hey, man, it just comes with the territory. I'm gonna send you a box of carrots, man, for being a good sport. And you know, man, hey, anytime you wanna come up on here and talk your PlayStation stuff, man, you're more than welcome. And I'll be uploading this video on YouTube as well, so you can leave some comments in there. And hey, man, maybe possibly subscribe to the channel. But hey, like I said, man, thank you for coming out, man. This has been the New Legal. This has been a special show, man. Interview with a PlayStation fan. Thanks for coming out, everybody. And we'll see you guys soon. This has been Di-RREC Gaming.
See y'all next fall when the PS5 stomps the Xbox Scarlet. Who names their system a Scarlet? Sounds like a cafeteria lady. Later, Xbox.
Whatever, man. You almost messed up.